It was supposed to be a day of reconciliation and remembrance on the 40th anniversary of the Soweto uprising. It was a turning point in South Africa's anti-apartheid struggle, which cost the lives of at least 170 people. But plans for a march last Saturday involving both black former students and white former soldiers have instead exposed unhealed wounds amid frustration at post-apartheid South Africa's failure to deliver jobs and opportunities.
We thought at the time that it was a strategy by the apartheid regime to hamper our progress education-wise, so that we don't achieve anything, and therefore failing us by using Afrikaans as a medium of instruction, and hence our resistance against that.
On June the 16th, 1976, security forces opened fire on black youngsters protesting in the Soweto township against a government order that schools could only teach in the Afrikaans language used by white people. Some estimates put the death toll at several hundred over 1 month in violence that brought the injustices of the apartheid regime to the world's attention. As protests spread across South Africa, a new era of black activism emerged that eventually led to the fall of the apartheid regime and Nelson Mandela's election as president in 1994.
What June 16 did was to ignite the tinderbox. All we did was to light the fuse that made South Africa to explode.
Some of the families of those black youngsters who died were reluctant to join in the commemorations. Granny Seep, sister of Hastings Ndlovu, a 17-year-old boy who was among the first victims shot, said, "We will not participate. We feel as a family that it is insensitive. We can't embrace something where we still have had no closure. We feel very aggrieved." Police officers from the time had also declined to join Saturday's commemoration, and a group of white former army conscripts attending to express support for reconciliation said it will not issue an apology.
The military is not making any confessions because we believe we don't need to make confessions. We didn't kill people in the townships, we were the peacekeepers, but we are here to move forward. It's 40 years after the time, we are here to start the new era, and we are taking hands with the 16 June Foundation. We are taking hands with the schools, we are taking hands with the churches. We want to move South Africa forward. That is the whole idea.
Some may argue that the idea of moving on remains an ideal. The issue of forced application of Afrikaans in schools remains to be a present-day issue, and there is a far cry from the violence of the past related to it. But in November of last year, student protesters won the right to be taught in English at Stellenbosch University, the intellectual home of Afrikaners during apartheid. Students at the university, about 50 kilometers east of Cape Town, protested that Afrikaans was the language of oppression and its use as the teaching medium disadvantaged blacks. These commemorations reveal a desire to move on and to heal wounds from a racist apartheid past in South Africa. However, with Afrikaans still a subject of debate today, some of these wounds may take some time to heal. Adama Munu, Africa This Week.